My husband had actually fathered a child with my sister. What was worse was that they had actually shown it to me in public. At the time, I was cooking. Suddenly, my sister posted her pregnancy test result. The headline, "Thank you, dear brother-in-law, for helping me when I needed help the most and fulfilling my dream of becoming a mother." I was shocked and angry and couldn't help but leave a sarcastic comment. "Congratulations! Maybe you can keep my husband too." I was 3 months pregnant and had looked forward to welcoming my baby into its new life. Yet now, by the time Jason came back, it was almost 3 hours later than usual. I could smell the scent of milk powder from him. I didn't even have to guess who he was meeting. The moment he came in, he immediately directed his anger at me. "What's with all the replies you posted today? I just donated my seat to Kara. You didn't have to make a scene about it." I wasn't in the mood for a fight and turned away from him, returning to the bedroom. It wasn't long before I heard the sound of rushing water from the bathroom. After Jason had a shower and switched on the lamp on the bedside table, he took out a bracelet to placate me. "Honey, there's really nothing between us. I just want to help Kara fulfill her wish. She's your younger sister, after all. I can't refuse her when she needs help. I guarantee that as soon as she's done, I'll keep my distance from her." I looked at the bracelet and listened to his stupid excuses, but all I could feel was disgust. If I remember correctly, I had seen the same bracelet from Kara's post online last month. "Jason, are you going to give me secondhand items as gifts now, sister? I'm not even blood related to her. What kind of sisters are we?" I shot back. "Correct. Kara wasn't my sister. She was just a girl my family adopted." As I said that, I turned away. Upon hearing what I said, Jason instantly became upset. "I'm already trying to please you. What else do you want? Aren't you the one who said you just wanted to live with me? Can you stop being so jealous?" I I can choose not to tell you, but I still did because I respected you. Do you think it's fine for you to throw a tantrum like this?" Jason immediately blathered on about how upset he was with me. I listened to him in silence. Exhaustion dawned on me, and I murmured, "Let's get a divorce." "What?" He was stunned. A second later, he grew enraged. He shoved the blanket away and stormed out of the bedroom. "You want a divorce because of this? Barbara, can you please stop being so petty? I'm disappointed in you." As the door closed with a bang, I couldn't help but laugh bitterly at my crumbling marriage and my blindness in Jason's eyes. Apologizing to me was his way of respecting me. If I refused his apology, it was because I was a green-eyed monster. All my love for Jason throughout the years turned him into this prideful man today, and me into a cheap woman. I turned around and wiped my tears, then booked to have my abortion the next day, early in the morning. Jason was already gone. These past few days, he had been leaving early and coming home late. I had thought it was because he was busy, but from the looks of it, he was taking care of Kara. Once I made the booking, I took a cab to the hospital. The abortion went well, and I was pushed out in 10 minutes. While I was paying for the abortion, I ran into Jason. When he saw me in the hospital, the first thing he did wasn't ask me if I was sick. Instead, he frowned and demanded, "Are you following me, Barbara?" I couldn't be bothered to answer him. Instead, I simply looked at Kara, who was standing next to him. She avoided my eyes and pretended to be angry as she pinched Jason's ear. "Look, my sister wouldn't follow us. We have nothing to hide. She understands us, right?" Looking at how close they were, I couldn't help but give them an icy smile. "That's right. Why would I be following a husband and wife here for a checkup? If someone doesn't know, they might even think I'm the illicit lover." Hearing how open I was about their relationship, Jason was so furious that he shoved my shoulder hard. "Hey, Barbara, can't you speak properly? I told you, I'm just treating Kara like she's my sister." I was a little weak after the abortion, and I fell to the floor immediately. The moment Jason shoved me, I hissed in pain, frowning as I felt a sharp sting coming from underneath me. Jason was stunned when he saw me fall. Instead of helping me, he quickly turned his head away. I didn't use too much strength. Drop the act. When Kara saw what happened, she quickly crouched to help me up while she was scolding Jason. The expression on her face was one of provocation. I pushed her away in disdain, wanting to stand using my strength. Kara immediately sat on the ground and started yelling, "Jason, my stomach hurts." Jason hurriedly helped her up and roared at me, "If anything happens to Kara, I'll never forgive you." I was in so much pain that I was shuddering, cold sweat trickling down my forehead. I watched as my husband abandoned me on the floor and left with another woman in his arms. In the end, a kind nurse helped me up and sat me down on a nearby chair. Looking at the two leaving, I felt fortunate that I didn't keep the baby. A father like that would only bring misfortune to the poor child's life. When I returned home, I saw Kara posting more photos again. The photo was Jason's back, and the caption was "Love conquers all." Jason's friends started replying, "Kara, this doesn't look like your husband. No wonder Jason was asking me about taking care of babies. Now I know why. Seriously, you're so fast. I didn't expect you to have a baby already." Very quickly, Jason left a reply. "Stop it. It won't be good if Barbara sees this." His sloppy act almost made me laugh. Without hesitation, I sent him the divorce papers my lawyer had drafted. "Sign them soon, Jason. It's better for both of us this way." He immediately called me, his voice laced with fury. "Are you done yet, Barbara? What's the point of this? Don't you think you're being too childish to keep on talking about divorce?" "If you think I'm childish," I cut him off. "Sign the papers." Right after that, I hung up. Jason didn't come home, but sent me a text the next day. "All right, Barb, don't be so angry. Kara wants to treat you to dinner. We'll call all our friends, and I'll apologize to you in front of everyone." With a dry smile, I texted him back. Sure. Their so-called friends were probably the ones who never liked me. The reason Kara called them there was because she wanted to publicly humiliate me, so I would know what was best for me and let her replace me instead. Calling reinforcements, was it? I looked at my contacts on my phone and smiled too. I could play that game. I compiled everything that had happened between Jason and Kara, as well as what his friends posted, then sent them to my parents. "Dad, Mom, I want a divorce. I can't do this anymore." The next day, I arrived at the restaurant Jason had booked. Even before entering the private room, I could already hear the people inside chatting without any reservations. "If you ask me, Jason, you should have divorced someone as infertile as Barbara a long time ago." "That's right. Look at Kara. She's nice and she can have kids. She's already giving you a son so quickly." Kara even added shyly, "Well, the only reason I can have a baby is because of Jason." A burst of laughter echoed in the room. I pushed open the door and strode in. "Oh, you're all quite early." Everyone's expression changed immediately. Jason's friends, who were talking behind my back, all smiled. "Oh, you're here, Barbara. Have a seat. You're become even prettier after we haven't seen you in a while. By the way, about that land to the east of the city, I heard your dad's also interested in it. Maybe you can bring us along. You can take the major share, and I suppose we can have a minor share. Speaking of which, why don't you introduce us to the investment company overseas you mentioned earlier? With your introduction, it should be easy for us to reach an agreement. You're the most capable of us all. Why don't you take a look at my family's new project and make some investment? Don't worry, it'll definitely make a profit." Now that you mention it, I haven't heard anything about my family's projects lately. Can you ask your parents about it? Yes, that's right. We're going to sign the contract soon. From my side, too. Why is there only silence all of a sudden? You must be very busy. Looking at how they were trying their hardest to please me, it was as if they were completely different people. Moments ago, I sat down in the middle. When one of them saw how indifferent I was, he asked what happened. I sipped the tea from my cup. What happened? I'm not happy, so of course I'm not in the mood to worry about business. My husband eloped with someone else and even had a child with her. Just thinking about it is giving me a headache. Once my parents know how much I've suffered, they'll be unhappy too. And when they're unhappy, your businesses will obviously be affected. As I said that, I turned to look at Kara. If only that seductress and the illegitimate child were erased from this world, I'd definitely be in a happier mood. The moment I said that, all of Jason's so-called good friends exchanged glances. Four finally looking at Kara, whom they had been so friendly with just now. The way they looked at her was akin to a hunter gazing at his prey, vicious and eager. For the first time there was fear on Kara's face. "You! Why are you all looking at me like that? What do you want?" she stammered. "What do we want?" One of them slammed the table and stood up. "We want to render justice in God's name and make Barbara happy." Kara shuddered.